let me start by saying all of those different categories that you named. What I would say that
Yeah.
there are very clear patterns that cut across
Uh,
those categories.
okay.
Okay, in the race context.
Okay.
In other words, the um, this is kind of like what I was implicating when I talked about race influencing agency.
Mm,
Because ultimately, what I found in these conversations is that, um, how do I put it? Man, I don't even know where to start with this. Maybe you can help me by like asking me some more drill down questions, maybe that I can maybe start somewhere. Help me
okay.
with that.
Yeah, for sure. Sure. I think the first curiosity that shows in my brain around this topic is um, when you said there are like different accesses to information. I'm wondering what you mean by information. Is it like technical or educational information? Is it like more cultural information? Because I think that those are somewhat different domains per se. Like, do you mean like access to education in school, that kind of information? Or do you mean like access to like knowledge about the world? Because I think there's like wild implications depending upon what kind of limitations exist.
I mean, all of the above. Like
Okay.
it's general because that's
Okay.
how influential it is. And so like that's
Okay.
my point. Like I could go through each one of those. So you said one of the things you said was like what you learn in school, right? Well, like
Yeah.
so like obviously there's laws, right, that are have been passed in many states now that are limiting what you can discuss about race and chilled discussion and education on the subject of race. So like
Yeah.
I mean, that is an outgrowth of the racial hierarchy. That wouldn't have happened if
Hmm.
we didn't implicate a racial hierarchy. So, like, um, you know, is that going to stop Black Americans from learning about race and racism and Black history? Probably not. Most of us learned. If you talk to a lot of Black people, you'll find many of
Yeah.
us did our own independent research or learned from our families and our family histories about
Yeah.
race and racism.
Yeah.
Obviously, racialized white people don't have those family histories or are ashamed of them. And so
Hmm.
they don't often speak on them. And so people
Hmm.
don't learn about their family histories in regards to race. People don't learn about the racial history of the nation in the same way that we do. Um,
Hmm.
and so, however, we exist, right? We learn that past more generally. And um, we also exist in the present day where things have changed drastically from the past in terms of race relations. So we're
Yeah.
able to do, I think, sometimes a little bit easier comparative analysis of the past and present than racialized white people are as a result of this divide.
Oh, yeah,
And
that
so,
would make sense to me.
yeah, there's like a lot of things like that. Like I could like there's like a whole infinite universe of things like that in this
Yeah.
context. And so
Yeah.
unfortunately, it's created this fissure of thought. And that's what we're kind of running up against. That's what you're observing on social
Yeah.
media is like
Yeah.
we're finally starting to make some progress of like bridging the gap. And another thing about bridging that gap is that race has actually had an impact on making sure that that doesn't happen.